guys. How are y'all doing, man?
Live and kicking.
Yeah, a little bit less so. It's kind of cold out there. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
It's freezing up here.
Mm.
It's literally freezing here right now because I just checked. It's 32, so it's cooling off. So we're freezing also.
I think
Nice.
we will be freezing by about the time this stream is over. I'm freezing enough. I have ice on my truck still, so
Yeah, yeah. There's ice. The boat is
yep.
just full. Everything's just a sheet of ice inside the boat.
I
Like
freaked
crazy.
out. My wife went and she had some errands she had to run earlier. So this afternoon, I mean, it's not, it's sunny outside and there's not a whole lot of wind or anything, but I'm stepping outside, getting some stuff done. And I look at the truck and there's this big puddle of water underneath it. And my immediate instinct is like I blew a hose or something
Fucking
somewhere,
Jesus.
and then it took me a minute to put all the pieces together that this is the result of melting ice, not something I'm accustomed to dealing with.
Yep. Nope. I agree. We are not used to this. About once a year now, it seems like we're going to get an ice storm. So
Yeah, yeah, and it's always
not as
seems to be
bad
like
as
this last week of January-ish.
yeah. This one wasn't as bad as the last one, that's for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. We didn't lose power. I didn't even fire up the fireplace. I got wood on the patio just in case, but didn't even throw no logs in the fireplace. So
Very nice. Yeah, I'm not.
heater's kicking.
We didn't lose power, but it's been cold. Definitely been cold. No, my heart goes out to those folks that have lost power. I know Mississippi, Tennessee, a lot of people
Oklahoma.
without power, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had some small neighborhoods, different neighborhoods in the city lose power, but my daughter didn't and we didn't, so we were good. My wife's aunt and uncle are down, the ones that are getting the place down in Rockport. So they're down here in San Antonio. He has a son here, and they're staying with them, and they let us know at 5:15 in the morning that power was out, and so we had told them, hey, if you need to warm up, come on over. They had a fireplace going, and they used the power on the truck to make coffee, so they were good. The power came back on by like 10 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got some family down in Mississippi, and oh, it's awful down there. It reminds me of what we had back here in 2009 with the ice storm. We were out of power for 5 days, and you just hear, you can't hear anything but all the trees just crashing, the limbs breaking, and oh, it's awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of shorts videos out there now, that kind of stuff. 'Cause of
Yeah,
this storm.
yeah, right. Yeah, if anybody got any of that on camera, get them out there quick. The trend is dying. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah,
I'm knocking on wood. I don't understand why this is the way that it is, but we get a stiff breeze where I'm at. I mean, it can be like, we average 12-mile-an-hour winds here. If we get 13 or 14-mile-an-hour winds, there's a half a chance I'm going to lose power. And now, knock on wood, the last 3 big ice storms we've had, I have not lost power yet. So.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the generator just in case, but haven't had to fire it up yet.
Same here. I got it. I'm ready for it. I need to spend more time throughout the year making, pushing gas through it. But
Open a skating rink, huh?
yeah, that's awesome. I wasn't able to get the pictures in here because that was kind of a last minute addition. But yeah, he's got a bunch of pictures of them going ice skating at a natural, like a little pond that they froze over and went skating out on. Is
Yeah,
that your
yeah.
daughter's first time ice skating?
Very nice. Good to see you, Wild Japan, Mark and Chris. Good to see you guys.
I have not seen trees explode. Is that a thing? Like
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I've seen some videos, yeah.
Yeah, when the
Them, like,
moisture gets down
exploding?
inside the tree at certain points where there's breaks in the branch or limbs or whatever, and it just freezes and it
I
just,
think, I think it's certain
Oh man, that is epic.
high sap trees like
yeah,
pine
yeah,
and
maple,
the
yeah.
sap, the sap freezes in it.
So yeah, just Google that and you'll see all kinds of them.
Oh
Of course,
shoot! You learn
now you
something new
don't.
every day.
You gotta try to decipher what's real and what's AI as
Oh,
well.
of course, yeah. Now
Oh yeah, I'm good. That's it, man. That's my YouTube channel now. I'm gonna go start a new one tonight where I'm just gonna do a bunch of grok videos of trees exploding in the snow.
Oh,
all
I thought you were
AI.
going the other way, real or AI. That's
Well,
probably, that's probably a good
let people
channel.
figure that out. That'd be another one too, though. That would be a channel. It's this real or is this AI? Let's play a game. I just hate
think
that
so.
game. It makes me sick to my stomach because of all the crap that's out there
Yeah, it's
these days.
frustrating.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom got one the other day. Hey, did you see where the arch was leaning? Mom, I think that's fake.
That's
Dang it.
funny. Yeah. Okay. So, conversation of tonight. This is a fun one. Just gonna jump right on into it. So, we got. Let's have. It's an interesting conversation because apparently John was saying this has been going on for years. There are. I'll bring up my screen here. There are 25 people who are in trouble now. I guess they are facing charges. They didn't get arrested.
Busted by the man.
They got busted because they illegally harvested 300 pounds of catfish, and they were taking that.
300,000.
Yeah, 300,000 pounds of catfish, and they were putting them in private ponds to charge people to come fishing for them.
Yeah, pay lakes.
Pay
Yeah,
lakes.
pay
Yep.
lakes are a thing. They're around here. There's one right up there by Canyon Lake, as a matter of fact, where average folks who don't get to fish much or anything, you can go in there and pay a few bucks and catch a certain number of catfish that they stock in the pay lake, and then have some fish, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But these folks were. Some of the pay lakes weren't legally ran. In other words, they didn't pay to have the license to be the pay lake, and then they weren't paying for the fish they were stocking their lake with legally. They were having Joe Schmo, me and you, go out there and catch a bunch of catfish, keep them alive, and take them over to them and sell it to them. So it was like a black market catfish ring going on right there.
Be like me going down here to the Ohio River and catching a bunch of catfish and throwing them in a pond and starving them to death where they're hungry to be, and they're gonna bite.
And they make people pay you to catch them, even though they were a public resource. You took them and took control of them, and now you're charging people on them. So
Hit them
and you're
behind a
making money.
paywall. So
the state's not getting their share, so they've got to find somebody and get their
for
share.
sure.
I understand. I have never heard of this before, so I am learning. This is all new to me, and I didn't know there was such a thing as a pay lake. I thought they were just talking about private lakes that maybe people they were like, or it was like some kind of weird illegal ring of people who like had these secretive private lakes that they were charging people to come out
Try
on.
that too.
But the other side of this is like if that's the case, even if it's like whatever legal paid lakes, like I can kind of get my head around that. I understand the value of it, and I would even play with that. It's kind of like hunting a fenced area, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the thing that blows my mind about this, like the big thing about it, we're talking about catfish.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about people going and getting something cool.
Look, saltwater guy. Catfish.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I'm not knocking catfish. I'm not knocking catfish. But think of that. This is on their record now. Think about it. They're like, yeah. Anytime they go to apply for a job, they're like, yep, I had a conviction. Catfish.
Smuggling.
yeah, but it wasn't like 3-5 pound catfish. We're
Right.
talking like 20,
Yeah.
30-pound catfish.
And it was
you
a
know,
Yeah.
whole group of them too. It was
trophy
like 25
trophy
people.
catfish, trophy
300,000 pounds. So even if they weren't selling them to the pay lake, they were probably illegally catching them, poaching them, like you said.
Yeah.
So compound that on top of now I'm selling them to this other place where they're going to make money off of them, and it's all your public, something that you own, the public owns, but they're going to make money off of it.
Right. Yep.
That
And
makes
then there are a
sense.
lot of folks that were trying to use these fish, show them on the boards and try to claim prizes. And hey, Stanley, what are you going to do when I go to Pay Lake and get the biggest blue cat on your form? And then I send you a thing, so you got to put me on the wall because I got the largest blue cat, even though I went to a Pay Lake and bought it, basically.
And some of those are catch and release, Wild Japan. Some of the catfish ponds like that are catch and release.
And some are catch it, you keep it, because they just want them out. They don't want them
definitely.
released. Yeah.
Yep.
What's up? We go fishing. Good to see you, man. Curious your thoughts on this. So I don't know. Like, okay, so I'll be honest with you. I'll be transparent here. For one, I'm not, but like historically at least, I would not have been opposed to somebody who goes to something like this and catches some kind of record fish. And the reason for that, not that like, because I do understand where you're coming from on this, but my reasoning behind it, also being totally transparent, is I have always wanted to have like a big, saltwater tank or something in the backyard where I raise blennies to massive size, which a massive blenny, but that's a state record blenny. And it's not something that people, they're not tracking, they don't care. So all I'd have to do is show up with this thing, and I've now got a state record. So, no, that's not
It's
saying
on
that
the
I
record now that he said he would like to do that.
Yeah,
Take
you
the
want to
Park
get
and
that?
Wildlife,
That's
are you
my
watching?
thought.
Right. Just a
So it's something
coincidence.
I hadn't even considered. Like I'm literally like mulling over this for the first time. Like, is there something that we need to do in the Discord server to prevent people from doing something like that? Is it a big enough problem where they are going to? Can you take it and submit it for like 3 or 4 different records and get 3 or 4 different?
I mean, I think here's what, and I think this has happened locally, but I, don't know for sure, so I ain't calling anybody out. But I get to a pay lake and I get one of these great big catfish that I know they stocked in there, and then I say, "Hey, Texas Park and Wildlife, here's my pictures. I caught this fish at Bronig Lake. It's the new lake record." And they send me my certificate, and it's put on their website. I've got the lake record for Bronig with a fish that I didn't even catch in Bronig. For example, I'm just using that as an example.
You can do that at anything, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the assholism of that is you could technically go to any pond in the area, or so under the same thing. I understand that there's some things you can tell the difference with it, but if I was to go get one of those big badass redfish off of the jetty and then take that thing up to Choke Canyon and claim it as the lake record, because I want to say that lake record's like 36 inches,
Not a joke, but Calaveras.
Calaveras. Sorry, yeah, in Calaveras.
Yeah, well, and then maybe you take your pictures with it, and then I take my pictures with it, and a month after you present it, maybe I wait a month or so and I present it as my fish. And now we both have our big fish award or whatever that we're trying to get.
Yeah.
So
So that
bad
is
people
kind
do
of the
bad
area
things.
that I'm leaning into with this conversation is how far this goes. How much of it is the issue? Because they are like literally. So I understand like what Grant was saying, where they're taking this out of a public lake and they're putting it in they're hiding it behind a paywall is what they're doing. They're preventing, other people from public access on this, and the government wants their cut. I don't see the issue as much as, because that's a completely different issue. If somebody's like, they've got their little lake and they're really just trying to stack the shit out of a couple of these catfish, just really like feeding them some mutant feed and then trying to claim that as a record somewhere, that's kind of a different issue.
Yeah, that could be, I guess. I like, we go fishing. I like that right there. So you're talking about just catching fish at a pay lake, being against violating sportsman's ethics. No, just like getting a guide to take you fishing, I don't think that does either. I think the violation is when they caught more fish than they're allowed to catch and then sell those fish to somebody that they're not allowed to do, and then those people sell those fish to fishermen who come and fish, which again is not allowed. So a whole bunch of different levels of illegalness going on, not just ethics, but
Yeah,
I think-
it is. There's a couple different aspects to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the crux of the conversation here.
Yeah, Yank, you're right. There are pay lakes all over the place. Just Google
Yeah,
pay
so-
lakes in Texas, you'll see them.
Yeah, the most recent one I'm reading about here is Kentucky, that there was 63 pay lakes were investigated and they cited 28 of them.
Whew. Good.
Yeah, this is the main story is from Kentucky. That's
some
where
of
the big
them
crackdown happened.
Include operating without a pay lake license and properly obtaining the catfish and failure to document purchases of catfish and not maintaining records.
Oh, this is interesting. It's the illegal commercialization of wildlife. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
It says
Some
they,
companies
officers logged more than 3,000 hours on the investigation, which included that they had bought fish as large as a 47-pound flathead and
Whoa.
a 40-pound blue, but the majority were in a 20 to 30-pound range.
That's still big fish, 20 to 30 pounds.
That's different. See, I was under the assumption that these were all just, 5-gallon buckets with some catfish in there that they're dumping in their pond and then feeding them and letting them grow. If you are actually going out and you are getting a 47-inch catfish that you're stocking in there,
47
that's a little
pounds.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
47 pound. No telling how many inches it was.
Yeah.
Or 47 pounds, yeah.
Yeah,
40
those are
pound
big
blue.
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a problem with the pay lakes. It's just as long as it's all done legally, right?
Well, it's saying in Kentucky, a trophy catfish, a channel catfish must be at least 28 inches, and a blue must be at least 35 inches. It can take 15 to 20 years for each of those three species to get that trophy size.
15 years to get to trophy size.
And these people
Yeah.
are claiming, "Hey, I got this trophy size. Look at it."
Yeah, okay. This is starting to make a lot more sense. So I'm, saltwater guy. I'm not used to this having like dealing with lakes and stuff. It's not like I can release a bunch of stuff into the Gulf for
And
like,
go back and catch it. Unless maybe if you like put it in some kind of cage and dropped it down, and then during a tournament or something, hold the cage
Right.
up and then put it in your boat. And, hey,
yeah, it stuffed a bunch of weights in its belly. And,
yeah. We want walleye guys. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're thinking they caught most of them out of the Ohio River. So
Yeah. Ohio River's supposed to be pretty good.
are they going to grow to a different size in the river versus the lakes? I assume because it's a bigger waterway, they get bigger.
Yeah,
would
I
think
believe so. Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, just like you put fish in an aquarium, a small aquarium, fish won't grow as big as if they were in a huge aquarium.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to like how you guys have slot size, or you can only keep one over. That's how, if I was reading it, that's how it is for the trophy catfish. You're only supposed to keep one.
Well,
So, or at least the commercial harvesters were restricted to one blue catfish, one flathead, and one channel catfish of trophy size.
oh, okay. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely their approach. They are more upset about the loss of revenue from licensing and fees than they are about anything else.
Well-
But, yeah, I mean, they're not good actors, for sure.
Yeah.
And if they had over 3,000 hours, how much money did they spend on this investigation? Holy
They're taking away something that, little Johnny's gonna go fish the Ohio River. He don't get a chance to catch that 47-pound flathead the legal way because someone snatched it and then sold it to someone who's gonna turn around and then sell it to someone else. So it's criminal as far as I'm concerned. I don't care if it's a license fee issue or what it is.
No, it's criminal. I mean, I joke about doing that with a little blenny in the aquarium, and it's a fun, cute little joke. But actually, the idea of doing that with something that is, I could joke about that as with a blenny all day long, tiny little aquarium kind of fish. But if I was to actually humor doing that with like a redfish or something, it would. I mean, it's size prohibitive, of course, but still, you could like you said, have it in some kind of like blocked off section of a channel, like a little cage or something, raise it in there. And the idea of doing that is like, as funny of a joke as that might be, in reality, that's you're a tool. Go out there, just learn to fish. I wonder if the people who are catching these out of the pay lakes, do they have any knowledge of this? Do they know? Or are they just like they're just paying to get in, and they probably, they're going to pay lakes to catch fish, so they probably don't have a high
Yeah.
IQ on it.
Yeah,
I'd say you're right. It's probably people that can't go to the river and catch one,
Yeah.
or don't have the
Yeah.
ability or the knowledge or
Yeah.
something to that.
That's half the
Yeah,
reason they're
or,
there. in the first place.
single mom, little boy's about 8 and he wants to go fishing, and what's the
Yeah.
easiest way to go fishing? Well, we just go to the pay lake, right? And typically they even have the equipment you can rent, the fishing pole, all that, and catch a couple fish, make a fun day of it.
Right. Hey, Janet.
So, yeah, I got no problem with those places.
Yeah, what Chris was saying there about the state stocking private ponds for free. Now, I think
Uh,
Illinois was that way at one time, but I think you had to let people fish
Wisconsin
it.
used to be like that.
Yeah, not here in Texas. If it's private, if they stock it, you have to allow people to come on the property and fish it in Texas.
See, I think that's how it
There's
is here.
no, they're not going to let you take, that resource and put it in private and just keep it to yourself.
Right.
That's
Like
what a lot of
there's,
ponds here people start out. There's companies that you pay to bring in the minnows and the small cats or the small bluegill or whatever to get
Right.
that you paid for them. That's how you get started. Now, of course, Billy Bob, who has a watering hole, might go over to Calaveras and catch a whole bunch of cats and keep them in the live well, and they end up in his pond. That probably happens a lot. That's still not as bad as this story, right? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
still,
that's not the
hey, I
same.
paid my fishing license. I got my fish. I got 8 catfish, whatever my limit was, and
Right.
who cares if I ate them or threw them in my pond?
I'm going to do that. Like I'm going to have my land. I'm going to have my pond, and I'm going to have fish in that pond. And
Busted.
You know-
Texas Parks Wildlife. Mark this.
yeah, I know. I'm trying to I'm watching my words carefully. I'm not
Drone.
saying that I'm going to go out and I'm going to get myself 300,000 pounds of 47-inch, 47-pound catfish. But I mean, there's a creek right behind the land. Will I go to that land and maybe pick up some crawdads or something that will be moved over to my pond? I mean, probably that might
Yeah.
happen. It also might happen just naturally as they crawl from place to place during a rainstorm.
I don't think many people or anybody really cares about that. Even Texas Parks and Wildlife. I don't think they care about me catching my limit of fish and leaving. I'm allowed to have them, and if I put them in my pond, so be it. It's still my limit of fish, right?
Yeah.
I don't. It's not that. It's I take them beyond what I'm allowed to keep, and then I sell them to somebody. Because we had that happen here too locally for a while. People were catching a bunch of catfish, and then cutting them up and then selling them straight to other people. Which, if you don't have a license to sell it like that, you can't really do that. You can give it away all you want, but you can't.
And, one of the other issues that's not really talked about with this, and I don't know how much of an issue it is with these private lakes like this, but it is an issue that definitely plays part into this. Would be, you are not supposed to transport fish between different bodies of water. Every place that I have ever been to, that is a big no-no. Even when and I don't know how they regulate this, but even when we go offshore fishing, we are not supposed to be releasing fish from offshore in the marina when we are done at the end of the day. And I know they're a lot more picky about that,
What
like up
about
in
bait fish?
Wisconsin, from lake to lake. You're not supposed to have, you can't have mussels or different plant life.
Oh
or
yeah,
anything
yeah. They don't want anything. Up here we got tilapia in some of the lakes that we'll catch them with the cast net and use them for bait for catfishing. But don't let them catch you leaving the lake with those live tilapia in your life. You're allowed to keep tilapia, but you have to kill them before you leave the lake.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want
And
to
this
spread
is
them.
kind of the same thing. There's
Yeah.
disease, other issues that could. I mean, it's a private lake, so they don't care as much about that. But the initial rule itself is you are not supposed to transport them from
I
various
know,
bodies.
and it's been a minute, so nobody quote me on this. I don't think anybody in here is from Michigan. But last couple times I was up there, they had a new rule where you bought minnows, because you can't throw a cast net up there in the Great Lakes or nothing like we do down here. But
Oh yeah.
when you bought minnows, you had to keep the receipt with you. That when they checked you, you show them the receipt of where you got those minnows, so it's not some kind of, I guess maybe there's a black market minnow ring up there in Michigan where people are catching minnows and then selling them on the side or something. But yeah, you had to have, as long as you had those minnows, you had to have your receipt with you.
Huh.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting thinking about it. We have a couple. So when we go to Wisconsin, there's these 3 lakes together, and normally we fish Monona, but they're all connected, so they're sister lakes, which probably plays into this. But you go to the bait stands, and there's one bait stand that's like 20 minutes away, and they've got the live wells where they have all of the shad and suckers and everything that you get for live bait. And I mean, I'm guessing because they're sister lakes and it's only 20 minutes away that it's okay to fish in one of those lakes with those. But how do they I don't know, maybe they have like chemicals or something that they put in there to kill bacteria, disease. How do they prevent me from going to I don't remember the name of the other lake, but there's other ones we go to up north,
Yeah.
Falcon or
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm not sure if that is to do with that kind of stuff, because I know here in Texas, we got a bait place by Calaveras that sold minnows. And for a long time, going to Choke, there was no bait stand down there selling minnows. So we could buy our minnows right there by Calaveras, and then we travel down to Choke Canyon and use those minnows in Choke Canyon, and that was never an issue. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's just that was a Michigan thing that I thought was weird.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense. They're stuff like those zebra mussels, big issue. And you never know. I mean, if you've got zebra mussel larvae swimming around in that water.
Yeah, that's why you got all those rules. Like, technically, when you pull your boat out of the lake here, you're supposed to wash it and clean it before you transport it to, and make sure it's dried before you take it and put it in another lake.
Yeah.
Man, there was some of those. Was it Utah? There was somewhere out west when we went to go see my mom. There was somewhere like here we've got weigh stations for semi trucks. There was somewhere out west. I think it was Utah or Oregon, somewhere out there where there was a sign like it was a boat check station. Like you had to pull over to get your boat inspected before you put it in their waters.
That's
From
probably
Like a
trying to,
decontamination
From the neighboring
station.
state, yeah.
yeah,
Like
they're
when,
probably trying to reduce the spread of that stuff, because we got zebra mussels here in Texas now, and that's why they're doing all this, trying to reduce the spread. It's funny, zebra mussels, they're terrible and all that, but talk to some of the old guys up in Michigan, they're like, man, our lakes are clearer than they've ever been,
I was wondering
and zebra
about that.
mussels are food for certain fish, and blah blah blah. Don't worry about it.
that's how them catfish get so big in the river.
Right? Because I guarantee catfish will be eating them.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a bunch of them in the river.
Yeah, they're picky on that. That's the one I see all over the place is the mussel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Peter Orchard? Good to see you.
Yeah. Peter's in the
Oh
hidden.
man, how are you doing? He's cold. I don't think he's lost power, but
Oh, he's
so we
cold.
have a unique situation here, and this is like 2 or 3 years in a row where this has happened, and it just works out very nice for us. We have stock show this week, so this whole week there's no way that there's no point in even having the schools open right now because nobody would be there. Everybody is in stock show. It's like 90% of the school, 90% of the student body. So we're just off, and it freezes here, and everybody's like, well, it doesn't matter. These are, we're off. Doesn't matter. But Peter's up there in Waco. They got a little bit of snow, and he's had his temperatures are a little bit colder than us, and they had to close the schools. They weren't prepared for it.
Oh, they closed the schools here for today. There was
Wow.
no school in San Antonio today.
Stock show.
Yeah, we didn't have school here, or my son didn't have college today because of the snow and ice. Roads are pretty bad.
Yeah, Yanker Crankasan in Kansas, they had a place to wash off right there with the zebra mussels. I forget what the thing is. There was a couple of lakes that we went to in Wisconsin where they were like nicer lakes, and they had a little station there. You could clean off the boat after it's all done.
That'd be nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Like
that wasn't all the
down
lakes.
the coast.
It was one of those lakes we went to. I don't remember. It was the one that had the Indian pyramids at the bottom of the lake, but it was it's a really nice lake and all that. And then we go back to our normal lake that we normally fish at, and we kind of feel like second-rate citizens. I think it was some kind of Boy Scout thing too. The Boy Scouts had set it up like that was somebody's Eagle Scout project,
Very
and
cool.
chef's kiss to that troop.
Yeah, very cool.
Need a little bit more of that. We need I'll tell you what I want. The best one I ever saw was when we were in Michigan with you guys.
In the station.
Yeah, in Au Gres. That whole thing was just amazing.
Yeah, it's a nice setup. And
Wonderful.
it's indoors, you got running water, you got this thing you put whatever leftovers from the fish are in, and it grinds it up for you. It's pretty nice setup. They charge now, but there's like nobody staying there taking your money. It's like hey, for this many fish, put this many dollars in the box type thing. So if you want to be honest and pay a little bit, go ahead. But there's nobody. They do have cameras, but I've never heard them go after anybody. That's one thing. Like here, Calaveras Lake, Bronick Lake both have cleaning stations. Of course, most of the places down at the coast, when you got a boat ramp, there's a cleaning station. But Canyon Lake has never had a cleaning station set up there, ever.
Yeah, but that's because you can't catch any fish on that lake.
Well, I've caught fish on that lake, but it's not easy. I know that.
I mean, unless you're going to go out to the out to that restaurant that's on the water and just go fish around the docks around that restaurant. There's a lot of fish there.
Oh yeah, we go fishing. That we talked about that bounty. That was something I sent Stanley. It's a certain carp. It's the black carp,
The
wasn't
black
it?
carp. Yep.
And
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
honestly, I was going to do a whole thing on that next week.
Do it. $100 a carp and up to 10 a month, so you get $1,000 right there. So
$1,000 to catch
yeah,
10.
save it for next week if you want.
Oh, you know, part of me was I was just going to bury it. I was not going to talk about it at all. I was just going to go catch all the black carp. I was going to go put them in a pond and start raising them and then just selling 10 a month.
Well, if you can catch more than 10, so here's the deal. You catch 20, then give me the extra 10. I'll get the $100 a piece for them and kick you back 50. And I didn't do much, but I still got half the price, all right?
Oh, I get it.
There's
That's
our
what we're
criminal
stepping
ring
in.
right there.
I get it.
There you go.
Oh.
That's a racket right there. Now we're going to be in the news. 300 pounds of black carp dipshit Texans are
Yeah, yeah.
raising
Oh, Lord.
invasive black carp just to sell them.
I'll play the victim. I turned in 10 and I only got half the money. It's that Stanley guy. He's the one
I
who
went
took all
to-
the money.
I went and fished his little pond. He said I'd get paid for him, but I had to give him his cut.
Stanley's new job. $1,000 a month. If I was,
You know how it is. If you're doing YouTube, you have to have that thing that you have to make an apology video for. I could see this being the thing that I have to do my apology. That or Blenny's, or my illegal crayfish that I'm pulling out of the creek.
Or you could just eat the black carp and tell everybody how great they taste and change
Yeah,
it up.
that would
Try
be
to
your
drum up,
challenge.
yeah, that's not bad.
Yep. Say I ate $100 fish. Huh? What?
Yeah, dude,
They
you're
paid-
absolutely. You got to do all the things. You have to do all of this. Like I'm just gonna be selling them for $50 a piece to anybody who wants them. And then I'm gonna make the video about eating the $100 fish. I'm gonna make that in like 10 different languages.
So they paid me $100 to eat this fish.
There you go. Oh man, we got it figured out now. Shoot, we gonna
Yeah.
get rich.
It took a minute, but I think we're in there. I can see how this plan is coming together. They used to have a thing, to my knowledge, I believe this is the case. I don't have confirmation for it because I never got paid for this, but they used to have a thing where they would pay you for syringes found at the beach. Like as part of their cleanup thing, if you like found syringes, needles and stuff like that, you could take them into the headquarters and they'd give you like $5 a piece for the needles.
It's sad that they didn't have that.
Yeah, and it was always like as a kid, I say as a kid, like junior high, high school, it was always kind of like a big joke, like, this is needles and blah, blah, blah. But then we actually found a couple of needles one time, and I think it was just like vitamin B. It wasn't anything, stupid or whatever, I guess. I mean, I wasn't like trying it, but we did go turn them in, and they were like, oh, this guys, thank you. This is really rad, helping us keep our beaches clean, and you guys are really awesome. And then they ushered us out the door. We never got
Where's
paid
my
for it.
bounty?
So. Yeah, right. I just wanted my $15 for like, a candy bar.
I'm gonna go spread them back out on the beach. Damn it. That's crazy. How we doing on time and pictures tonight?
Yeah, I tell you what, it is that time. Let's go ahead and pull them up. Let me do my little thing over
What
here.
everybody else was doing.
Yeah, and let's take a look. So it is that time for our pictures of the week. These are brought to you by the premier fishing and hunting Discord server. If you have not joined the server, you need to do that. There's a link in the description down below. We have a whole lot of fun, be able to check out all of the things that everybody gets to do when we are, maybe frozen in the house and unable to get out there and do something fun. So thank you to everybody who is participating in this all week long and showing us all their adventures. These are the best of what the server has to offer for this week, and we're kicking things off with what better than Dark Soldier bringing us a little bit of the Aurora.
Nice.
Very pretty.
Very nice.
And of course, he had like 100 shots of this, and I only did the one. This was the prettiest one, I thought. But I mean, all kinds of different colors, all kinds of different things going on. You could spend 30 minutes going and looking at all the pictures that he posted. They were just gorgeous. And this is bucket list for me.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
Ben, completely understand, man. We appreciate just having you here. Missing the conversation, but we know, totally understand being busy.
Yeah.
Like usually he's driving or riding.
Yeah, riding the bus or something, right?
Yeah, that is pretty.
Yeah,
Very pretty Dark Soldier.
Yeah.
Peter, he was, did you guys ever get to see the Aurora where you were at? I know he was talking about it being a possibility.
Ooh. Hike.
Right out of the gate. Coldwater and MF Choom.
MF2, turn that fish a little more sideways so we can see the girth on that girl. Because that
True,
angle, you
true.
tell
She's
she's probably
got
got
a
a good
gut.
belly on her, but man,
Yep.
turn her a little more sideways.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
is a big bass,
It kind
That
of looks
one-
like, you look at his face, it looks like that might have been hurting his back holding her up.
right?
Oh, you can tell it's a big fish.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna
nice
say get-
big pike. Man, get them through the ice. You can do that all you want. You can keep that ice fishing.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like
Yeah.
a fun fight. And of course they're tasty, but also you think about the loin you're getting out of that guy is probably not a whole lot of meat. Still fun.
Oh shit. There's a throwback picture down there in bottom left. That is not
That's what I was
real.
gonna say.
Yeah, both of those ones. That's Warland is new, so we're throwing in some of the pictures that he posted. These are not eligible for the photographer of the week because they are both throwbacks. But also, we want to celebrate the guy coming in and
Yep.
posting some pics and showing us what he does.
Cool.
Very
Getting
nice.
them cold weather fish. We got some crappie, some pike, some yellow perch. And the lizard guy catching something out there. Well, something else. I don't know what the heck that is.
Yeah, it's one of those wrasse that he gets about one of those a month.
Hmm.
He down in Australia?
No, what is he's in the Mediterranean or something,
Okay.
I think. Or maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't remember now. Because he's the one
Yeah.
that's always got the squid he's catching.
Yeah, I was thinking it was somewhere over there.
It might be Australia. He does a lot of spearfishing and stuff too, as I recall. So I might be wrong on that. I
Nice
was-
variety from Coldwater. Big hit.
Yeah, that was a stud crappie.
Holy cow, look at that. Those are some monster bluegill. That tall one, is that a long ear? From Big Hit
What's that?
Savage? Big Hit Savage, that top one, is that a long ear or is that a bluegill?
I'd call it a bluegill just because I call everything a bluegill, like you guys call everything a perch or a brown.
I was just going to say that's a perch.
The
Yeah,
type of
everything's
sunfish, how about that?
yeah, it's a bluegill to me. But technically, it might be a long ear.
I think it is. I know that bottom one is definitely a
It's
bluegill.
not an actual bluegill, that's for sure.
He the thing he was pointing out about it was that underbite.
Yeah, it looks kind of piranha-ish.
Yeah.
I think that's he's deformed a little bit there.
Deformed. He took a little bite, or somebody tried to throw him out as a bait and messed up his nose, or was it a crossbreed with a piranha?
Yeah, some catfish, all kinds of freshwater fish there.
Yeah, the one at the bottom, I'd say, is the actual bluegill.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. Good job.
And I know exactly
Yeah.
what you can be doing with this catfish.
Fry them up. Oh,
Throw it
no.
into a private pond.
Yeah, there you go. Sell them to the private pond people.
Yep.
There's some bass being caught.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Where-
Eggs. He is new to the server and
Ooh,
getting
that
some
crappie.
great shots right out of the gate.
That crappie is nice.
That is a good crappie.
What's that bottom center?
Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of carp?
Yeah, that looks like some kind of carp.
Yeah, grass
Good
carp.
carp.
Big head carp and all different kinds.
Mm-hmm.
Is
That
Yeah.
crappie, I cropped out the shot. He's got his foot in that thing. That crappie's got to be like 18 inches.
Holy shit.
It's big. It's a stud crappie.
Is that a black carp? Can we get some money for it?
I give you $50 for that carp.
$100.
Few more from Big Hit here. He just wasn't done yet.
Yeah, I did catch a few of his pictures this week. He's at it. He's definitely started off as active in 2026 as he was in 25.
Dude, this cold front made no difference to his fishing.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
Florida.
wearing he's got a sleeve on.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, there were some
got
spots
somebody
in
out there
Florida that was
trying to-
90 degrees.
Fly fishing in the snow.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, he was doing that. So here my jig out deserves a pat on the back. He's doing that at some spot he'd never fished before. So he's doing all of this just as a means of discovery.
Nice.
Very cool.
Deserves a little bit of a pat on the back on that one, in my opinion. It's one thing to, go out there and do some fly fishing in the cold. It's another to do it just on a whim, thinking, let's see what this spot has.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
that's a mess. Now, what are those?
I'm going to say tilapia.
Yeah, I was about to, at first I was going to say bluegill, but they're not. They're more like probably a tilapia.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, I like this idea.
Professional black carp fisherman.
Next week, you're going to see it. I'm going to relaunch
Do
the
it.
channel as professional black carp fisherman.
Do it. That is a mess of fish, I know that.
Yes, good job.
I bet they're good eating too. Like they kind of look like perch. They kind of look like mangroves. They got that little, I don't know. They have all of those different little subtle things to them of a bunch of different fish that look that all taste good. And they're quick and easy to fillet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got commercial guys that go on Calaveras and Browning and cast net the tilapia. They have a commercial license and then they sell them to restaurants.
Oh wow! Like you can get good sized ones doing that,
Oh yeah, yep,
but you have to be commercial.
yes. So you need
Okay.
commercial license. to do it. Look at them.
Yeah, see, I'll do
ducks.
that.
All right, Grant, name all the different types of ducks we got there.
Well, if Pickles posted all those,
Yep.
good job, Pickles. It looks like
Here's
a pair of black ducks or mottled ducks. I know.
Those the hanging ones?
Yeah, the ones that are hanging. Those two. They're either. I think they're mottled ducks. They could be. Yeah, I think they're mottled ducks. There's something I've never shot. They look a lot like a mallard hen. Look similar to a black duck, but they're. I'm pretty sure they're called a mottled duck. And then the one in the big picture, the one closest to us, that's a blue wing teal drake. And then the one in the middle, that's a ringneck drake. And then that one on the other end, that's another one of those, I believe, or it could be another teal. It's hard to see.
That'd be the hard thing, duck hunting and trying to, especially the different limits and stuff. Trying to, what kind of duck is that before I shoot it?
You're supposed to know what you're shooting before you shoot it, and I'd say 9 out of 10 people don't.
Right.
Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. But if you're watching birds work, like if you can see a group of 8 or 4, whatever, a group working, when you first see them, they're too high. If you see them get a good look, especially if the sun's out, you can get a good look and see what is what. But a lot of times it's boom, they're there. Are you shooting or are you not shooting?
Yeah, that'd be
And
tough.
so absolutely, you need to know what you're doing when you're shooting and everything. But also, that becomes an issue at the end of your bag. Like if you're out there fishing that very first time, it's just like boom, boom, boom. Take them down, and then now you collect everything, and you're like, okay, I have this much bag remaining for all these guys that are out there.
Except for
At
that
least
one
that's my approach with like fishing is like let's put some fish in the box before we start worrying about limits.
Yeah, except for that one that's not legal to shoot at all.
That's true. That is true.
True. Yeah. Well said. Well said. You're right. And again, I'm taking it. So I'm coming from the standpoint of like, what do we do with fishing?
I put that one in my buddy's pile.
So if I accidentally in the buddy's pile, if I accidentally catch that it's a little different if you're catching that amberjack or that off-season snapper or something like that jewfish, and you get it up to the boat and you're like, oh well, I can't catch this, so you just
Yeah,
release it.
You can release it. You can't release them ducks. Ooh, man.
On summertime is when I would topwater frog for sure.
When the frogs are out.
Somebody out there. Squirrels, deer, another duck.
Wild Japan, I'd say it just, especially on the fly, for me it's hard because they all look the same. Flying, a lot of them do, unless then there's bigger ducks and smaller ducks. So the bigger ducks, their wing speed, their wing beat, or however you want to say it, like a goose. Their wings aren't flapping as fast, so you can tell a goose, and then they're bigger. So there's just several different things, and yeah, I definitely, there's still ducks I don't know for sure a lot of
Man,
times. And
you should make that video.
and it's regional too. There's
Yeah.
things that they can shoot in California that we can't shoot here. There's things that they shoot a lot more out east. They shoot a lot more black ducks and mottled ducks. They're rare for us. But we see a lot of wood ducks, and there's guys that would love to shoot a wood duck and haven't ever even seen one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. A quick answer to your question on that, Aeon, how to do your topwater frog action. You bought a classic scum frog and you don't know how to use it. I'll tell you right now the answer to that, and any lure that you've got. Anybody who has any questions about any kind of lure, so you're doing a frog, watch some YouTube videos about frogs swimming. Just literally go look up some videos about frogs swimming, and you want to make your lure look like that. If you've got a silver, like underwater shad looking silver lure, then look up different minnows and make it look like that minnow. You want to make it look like the thing that it's trying to be.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite lure is a frog.
So this
All
is
right, there we go.
currently
So far.
our 2026 Wall of Fame. Last week's winner was the UP Whitetail Angler, up there with that and he's been all over the server too, man. We appreciate having you around. Of course, Species Seeker kicking things off with that big old pike that he had. And I've got Big Hit Savage with his bluegill and that bullhead. Currently, these are the server records for bluegill and bullhead, 19 inches and 10 inches. So get in on that. If you want a server record, of course, we have all of the other species you can fill out, but those are what are set right now for bluegill and bullhead.
All right.
So we need to add somebody else to the board, and tonight our options are going to be MF Chum, cold water species enthusiast, and Eggs, Who needs to get added to the board? Guys, cast your votes now in the chat right over there, down there, or wherever your chat is, and let us know who do you think needs to be added to the 2026 Wall of Fame.
All right. I said he needed to turn that fish more sideways so we can get a better look at it. But that being said, I think it's the best picture up there.
It gets my vote as well. It's clear. It's a good bass. Also, everybody here is benefiting. You know, think about this in advance. We've got this nightmare terror of a polar vortex bearing down on us right now. Nobody can get outdoors and do any fishing. So if you go catch anything at all, now is the time to go and do it, because it is not as difficult right now with everybody all holed up at home. It's a lot easier to get yourself on the board. And I'm not trying to knock anybody at all. Choom, you got yourself a very nice bass there. Coldwater, these are some of the best pictures that you have ever provided for us. And Eggs, you don't even know what's going on. He's new. He's never even seen this before. So if you're watching this for the first time, hi, you should consider subscribing and post a whole lot of pictures, because right out of the gate, your first weekend, you're already a finalist here.
Yeah. So have yourself in the photo if you can, with your happy face, or face looks like it's hard to lift the fish you're lifting. So cutting heads off and all that doesn't help, even though they're good fish.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like what We Go Fishing is saying right there.
Yeah.
I agree, and so that's one of the reasons I'm voting for it too. We got a face in there, and I understand. So there are reasons why people would not have their faces in the photos sometimes, and we do respect that. And that doesn't mean that you are not going to win if you don't have your face. But if you are able to do so, you need to try it.
Yeah.
You need to try to have it.
Better shot.
So we have a little bit of a runaway on this one this week, and for good reason. Congratulations, MF Choom. You got a total runaway on the victory this week with a really, really nice bass. Congratulations on that. Huge pat on the back to Eggs and Coldwater. You guys did fantastic. Please keep them coming, because especially right now, while we're all holed up in the house and when none of us can get out and go do anything, we're enjoying, you know, fishing vicariously through you guys. Of course, a huge pat on the back to our waitlisters. That is Lizard Guy, Spracklin, Big Hit, Savage, Doe, Darby, and Squid Not Fish. And of course, our sincere gratitude to the server boosters. That's Allison Winter, Otter Pup, and Dark Soldier. We could not be doing what we're doing without you guys. So thank you very much.
Yes. Good job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Wild Japan, check out Ducks at a Distance, a waterfowl identification guide. It's from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. It's a pretty good book. I mean, it's free, and I mean, if you can't find a hard copy, you can at least see the digital copy online. But it's Ducks at a Distance. It's a waterfowl identification guide. Check it out.
You know, what you could also do is watch the video that somebody made about that exact same thing. Somebody with some experience who is familiar with the guide and put together a video specifically for you. Like maybe somebody who knows what they're talking about should go through that guide and give their expertise.
Both of y'all are pointing the wrong way. Both of y'all
I'm pointing the right way from where I'm
pointing
at.
the right way on
Both of
mine.
y'all.
Yeah, on
On
my screen.
whichever one.
This way.
You're in the middle on my screen, Grant.
That's hilarious.
If somebody, Grant, dude, that's an opportunity right there, man. Like you could take complete ownership on that. So before we do shut it down here, guys, what can we expect from you when we do this all over again next Monday? John,
Well,
what do you got coming up for us?
Didn't throw it out there yet, so I'll throw it out there. I did get a video up today. It's replacing that hub that I lost on the boat trailer on our way down there. So that one posted today, and I'll hopefully get some more warmer days where I can get out there and finish putting together one of the lower units, and then get that all edited up. So that's what I'll be working on. Anytime I have time to work on something, it's going to be the boat lower units.
I did see
Looking
that.
forward to seeing
notification.
that. Grant, what do you got for us, man?
Waiting to thaw out, man. That's it. I'm definitely not going to try no ice fishing, but no, that's it. Just waiting to thaw out now. Hopefully.
I just put out the last video of our 8th season of fishing videos on YouTube. That just got released yesterday, and it's actually doing pretty good. So apparently it's not too terrible of a video. If you hadn't seen it, check that out. And then, so that gives me about the remainder of this cold front to figure out what we're going to be doing for next year. And all of the fun things we got coming up. I got to create all my new assets and do all of the different things that I'm going to do to launch a 9th season of fishing videos. And I just can't wait. I'm excited about kicking that whole thing off. Hey there, Swamp Puppy. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. I'm afraid you're catching us at the very end of the stream here. My apologies on that. But, man, subscribe. Check us out. 6 o'clock. Well, you're in Florida, so that would be 7 o'clock your time every Monday night, man. And I've got to shut this down. So, guys, y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming and keeping us a little bit warm on this cold Monday evening. Hope you have a wonderful week. And we look forward to seeing everything that you have in store for us next week when we do this all over again. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Have a great week.